My name is Tsujimoto, and I am the producer for Monster Hunter Freedom 2. So about 3 years ago, the original Monster Hunter debuted for the PlayStation 2 in Japan, and there have been different versions in Japan, much more than in Europe or America, but with Monster Hunter Freedom 2 this time, we haven't put out the first Freedom in America or Europe, but this will be the first Monster Hunter Freedom that America and Europe will see. So the main premise or the main gameplay core of Monster Hunter is you play a hunter who hunts monsters, hence the name, and you wield huge weapons and take down monsters that might be small, and then of course the big kill you want to get, the big prey, are the big huge monsters that take 4 people to defeat. So that's where the network play comes into, and so from the beginning on the PS2 the first Monster Hunter had network play. And so that let people join up with up to 3 other people and work together to take down these monsters. So with the PSP version this time, you'll be able to use the Wi-Fi and the networking features to sit around and play with other people and have fun taking down the monsters. So the first thing that we did, besides just carrying over everything that people liked and adding more content, was improve the loading time. So we introduced the BG loading or background loading. So when you're in an area, before you actually get to the place where it loads the next area, it's loading in the background, so that actual load time between areas is much shorter, and it makes so you don't have to wait as long to get to the next area and continue fighting. We have the core gameplay of the hunting and the killing the monsters, but in order to bring in more people and make it more accessible to not just hardcore male gamers, but also female gamers or like casual gamers, we wanted to include some more humorous elements to the game. So you see that in the barbecuing the meat and the cat kitchen, the feline kitchen, and the different kind of things you see with the animations. So we wanted to mix up the gameplay a little so it's more accessible than a standard hardcore adventure or hunting game. So for the content of Monster Hunter Freedom 2, we took all of the stages from Freedom 1 and basically scrapped those and started from scratch. So for Monster Hunter Freedom 2, we have all new stages, all new areas and places you've never seen before in Monster Hunter. We also added an element where you also have day and night. So one time you might go into a stage during the day, and then you go into the stage at night and it's different, or there are different monsters or different items to collect. That's one thing we were able to do. And then also another way to interact with the monsters, we've added something new to kind of the town or village that you're in, almost like a petting zoo where you can go and see different monsters without having your purpose be to go and kill them and hunt them and collect items. So for downloadable contents, we have kind of a plan for periodic downloadable quests that people will be able to download and go on new quests that aren't in the original game. We also want to make some kind of more fun or cutesy or stuff that you want to download and customize your character, or for example maybe a new outfit for your pet pig or something. So there'll be lots of different things that I think people will really be excited about. So for the visuals, how we got the visuals that we got were basically, our main focus was to have your first impression when you look at the game, you see the game. We want people to be impressed with the graphics, so we were really aiming for getting the best graphics as we could. So it was just a matter of how to make that possible. So without getting in too technical in the discussion, basically we had different designers and they would go in and look to see where you're focusing on in each shot or each angle, and look where you're not focusing on and make little shortcuts, so you don't see any of the shortcuts, but it still looks very good. One thing that I'm really proud of with Monster Hunter Freedom 2 is the amount of volume of content and items and stages and quests we've been able to put into the game. And I wouldn't be lying if I said there's over 100 hours of gameplay in the game. This game was recently released in Japan, and there were players who have already spent 100, 200, 300 hours in the game doing things. But at the same time, it's a very accessible game, so you can, if you have 10, 15 minutes, you can pick it up and play for a while, put it down. And to keep people coming back to the game, when they exit out and try to turn it off, you get to see in the background, behind the menu and everything, what's coming up next, your next quest. So it makes you, I want to come fight that next, so tomorrow when I have some time, I want to try this out again. So rather than moving it back to the console and not having any more portable games, I would like to pursue a strategy where we hopefully see Monster Hunter on both portable consoles, where that certain type of gameplay is suited for it, and then hopefully on the home consoles where you have more robust network play with other people and there are a lot more things you can do with it. So that's definitely something I would like to look to in the future. We are aiming to have Monster Hunter Freedom 2 out this September, so I hope everyone gives it a chance when it comes out. The graphics are great, so it should draw a lot of people in, but I think there's plenty of content, plenty of gameplay, plenty of fun for everybody to really have a good time with it. Thank you.